This Overdose Awareness Week, it is all this week, and we continue our special series on the opioid crisis. It is focusing on the shared experiences of San Francisco and Vancouver, another city hit particularly hard over the past 10 years. And the past 2 nights, we've been showing you the different approaches taken in British Columbia and the debate there over how those policies are working. And tonight, we focus on the question facing both of these cities: how to get people struggling with addiction to move toward some kind of help.
That's my oldest son, Elijah. He's graduated from high school. He's 19. Joshua and Dominic is 16 and 15 years old.
So for Joshua, the biggest motivation to get clean was his sons, and now they're the biggest payoff for him. He's a little over a year into his recovery from heroin addiction through programs offered by the San Francisco Salvation Army, and he says a big part of making it this far has been a drug-free environment. The Salvation Army is an abstinence-based program, and Joshua says it also helps that the housing they're providing is not near the heart of the city's drug crisis.
You know, when I walk outside of the Joseph McPhee Center, there's not a sidewalk lined with, drug use. I'm employable now. I'm back to being a father, a friend, and, I have my family back in my life.
So how do you steer people toward help in a place where drugs are plentiful and cheap? That question is producing intense debate in both cities. Wilson Walker continues our coverage from Vancouver.
Once you get into this 5 blocks by 2 block radius, you have everything you need to maintain an addiction without having to do much.
Whether it's the streets and alleys of Vancouver's downtown east side or those in San Francisco's Tenderloin, one obstacle to pulling away from the opioid crisis is that the drugs are everywhere. It is something we have heard before in San Francisco. Do you know anybody who's gotten clean out here?
Yeah.
How'd they do it?
Get away from here.
It is a parallel challenge in Vancouver. Jeffrey says he has tried the treatment program offered at the downtown safe use site.
Yeah, no, that one hasn't worked for me. Maybe I wasn't ready, or maybe maybe the environment down in the middle of the hood was too much of an overload for me.
And that is one reason help here often comes from outside of town.
And so this is a place that your mom and kids can come and visit and feel safe and comfortable. But it's also, what's helped us create this community here. Like, our neighbors love us, we take care of the lawns. And
about 30 minutes from downtown, you will find the Last Door Recovery Society, just one of the organizations based in New Westminster, now known as Canada's recovery capital.
We've become, this voice for recovery in Canada. And there's some responsibility with that and some negativity with that, and everyone has an opinion.
Like about 90% of the staff here, Giuseppe Ganci is in recovery himself, and he thinks recovery, and that is stressing a path away from addiction, has been overshadowed by efforts to reduce the risk posed by the drugs.
Yes, there's a home for harm reduction, there's a place for harm reduction, but what's next? I'm going to save your life today with a shot on naloxone. That's great, but we need to do more than that.
For anyone who has followed San Francisco's conversation over how to respond to this emergency, this recovery versus harm reduction argument will sound familiar.
Like I keep saying, harm reduction doesn't enable people to continue in their addiction. It enables people to continue living.
Guy Felicella, he also spent years battling addiction on Hastings Street, and he says recovery requires survival, and getting someone receptive to treatment often requires patience.
It's not built on like corporations where we need to see the immediate results. These results are going to take time, and you have to build these relationships with people, and that's why harm reduction is so important. Everything.
Harm reduction until people are ready to ask for help or lean into recovery, maybe even push people towards treatment. This divide over what help should look like has driven debate in both of these cities for years now, despite the different approaches we have shown you. And it's important to note that this is more than a philosophical argument.
There's a lot of infighting going on, and most of it is for dollars. Grant money goes. Health Canada, obviously supports more money into the harm reduction model.
Recovery works! Recovery works!
The same story is unfolding in San Francisco as the recovery community pushes for a share of public dollars, largely for designated sober housing. So both cities are having a debate over where the money should go and how to best get people into treatment.
Detox is not going to help anybody unless it's when they need it, at the time they need it, right then and there. You can't tell a person to wait 6 weeks to come to detox because the next day might be the day he kills himself.
And that is one point where even those who may disagree on philosophy do find some common ground. The idea that there needs to be far more options for help available on demand, whether that be recovery in a sober environment or something else.
And scale them all up to support people who struggle with substance use, addiction, mental health, all of it.
And I truly believe that there should be many pathways to recovery, and let people decide where they want to go.
Wilson Walker joining us in studio now. Boy, you look at two very different cities, but very similar conversations. We're having the same conversations here.
And we have been for a while now, a little bit. We talk about these policy choices and these debates a lot. I think we rarely talk about how profound the questions really are. And for a different take on that, I want to take us down to Stanford University. And this is Professor Keith Humphreys. He's an expert on addiction, and he worked with the Obama administration. He knows this subject incredibly well. He says, we talk about lessons from Vancouver. One is that both of our cities have been humbled by these drugs. If you look at the overdose chart, it looks a lot like the drugs are in charge. But also there's the profundity of the questions that we face when we talk about how to manage this problem. Have a listen.
Should we honor drug use as a freely chosen lifestyle that we should not interfere with or even judge in any way? Is it right or wrong to say that a life of recovery is qualitatively better than a life using drugs, or should we say that's entirely up to the person and we shouldn't impose? Is it ever right to put pressure on somebody to change their drug use behavior if it's doing harm, or should we just respect their right to do what they want to do? And although people don't always articulate those things, often when they're arguing about the more explicit, sort of service mix, that's really what the debate is about.
Now, as you're hearing that, my guess is that you're thinking about your own thoughts on those questions that he's raising. And I imagine for everyone who's watching these stories, how you feel about those questions probably, sort of has something to do with how you feel about these problems and what we should be doing. And as complicated as those questions are, think about how hard it is to make policy for questions like that. And speaking of policy, we have an election coming up here in San Francisco, and we will talk more about what that looks like tomorrow night.
And that's why this is an issue that doesn't get solved overnight. And there's so many different layers to it. Appreciate you going up there. We have another report from you.
We will talk San Francisco policy tomorrow.
Okay, good deal. Wilson, thank you. And you can watch Wilson's previous stories on our website, KPIX.com. And if you or anyone you know is struggling with addiction, you can call the National Helpline at 1-800-662-HELP. It's free, it's confidential, and available 24/7.